It's gonna be one day clipping, then it ain't clipping right.
Asked me how I feel about playing Kale. I said, ooh, that's a good game, bro. I said, look, I ain't got nothing against you playing it. You know what I mean? Just make sure, you know what I mean, you get your issue. He like said, look, man, I told them they gotta holler at you if I'm sending OTD. You know what I mean? I said, bro, I can have a respectful conversation with these guys, nothing but respect. Let's start the group chat. Freaking in a group chat with LP. And he's saying, you know, we have a $5,000 guarantee, right? I'm not even, there's no date talked about, there's not enough. And he was like, I said 5K is too low, right? But hear me out. Some people are like 5K is not too low. I'm reaching to these guys, bro, that they're worth, bro. Like, I'm not saying every time, like, niggas should be able to get paid these crazy outrageous numbers. But on a pay per view, this was TNC04. Remember this, right? Like, I wouldn't come ask LP to pay for a 5K guarantee. You know what I mean? No matter what the pot is, right? I'm big on, yeah, some people like, bro, 5K for a payday for a day is great pay. 100%. But why do that when, like, these guys work their ass off and something happens to these guys, what happens then for the next 30 days? You know what I mean? Luckily for Lamar, he signed to a contract and he gets paid even if he's injured, right? But whatever the case be. If we can afford it, why not? They're bigger than our platform, than my platform. So if I could afford it and I know that I could break even at least on it, there's no reason why a bigger platform cannot, right? 25K prize money, yes, there was 25K prize money, but it's 5K for the loser, right? Cam shouldn't get 5K to play in a big game versus Lamar, right? That's like, let's push this agenda, right? There's enough money, and these platforms are making money to where you can pay these guys a better number, bro. Like, and I'm a platform, and I'm preaching that to players. That is not in my best interest. You know what I'm saying? But it is definitely like that's just how I feel about it, bro. If we could pay, so let's get past it, right? I said, look, here's how I feel. I think that's too low. And but I did say this: if LP wants to take that number, I'll look the other way. I just want to get the same number. That's all I said, right? I said, if LP is okay, LP said, I'm not okay with getting paid 5K guaranteed. Let's get the number up, right? So we end up bidding up. They try to go to 10K. I'm like, man, let's just like get to this number. Let's get to the 20. We can just say it. Let's just get to 20,000, right? You know, I mean, this is a big game. This is him crossing over to another platform, and this is him playing against White Jesus, bro. I said those exact words, bro. Him versus White Jesus on TNC, big game. I would buy that game, right? Yeah. So they get to the number, but even throughout this conversation, I've been asking, what is the date? The first time I asked her, he didn't say nothing. I asked it again, he didn't say nothing. So after we got to the number, I'm like, all right, cool. Say let's get this shit going, man. What's the date? He said the date sent me like 4 days. I think it was like the panel before the date, and then like the day he leaves, whatever the case was. I said, oh shit. Now I told him this, and I'm a man. I said, I know exactly what I said. I said, fuck. I do need to talk to AK because AK has an event in North Carolina, right? Which is like, I think like 4 days after their event. Fuck everything else. AK my mans. We do business together. So his event is more important than any nigga event, especially an op nigga event, right? But I was hitting AK to make sure that he can make, like, what day do you need Lamar there? Like, if you need Lamar there on the 19th and they need him on the 19th, this is what's going on. AK said this. Here's how I really feel about it. He said, I don't like the idea that they can have signed players and we can't use their signed players, but we have a signed player and they can use our signed player. I don't like how much backlash we got on it, and now they're changing the rules. He said, but LP signed off dribble. He's not signed up all his life. He signed off to dribble. So whatever you feel is best, I'll run with it. But here's my only opinion about it. LP hurt his back. Anybody, if I'm lying, I'm dying. LP hurt his back, right? He'll tell you himself when he played fives. He didn't come to AK's All American event, and he didn't come to the event I had in LA because he was hurt. LP still got paid a shit ton of money for that month, and he didn't have to touch a floor at all. You know what I mean? So our thing was, fuck, if LP plays 3 days before his event and hurts his back or whatever the case be, how fucked up would it be for our event? And he's like, but I trust your decision. So I thought about it, and I said, damn, do I want to put my event, OTD Elite, and his event up in the air, right? And I thought about it, and I told Freak, I said, here, the date is the issue. Not the money, not the contract, not anything. The contract never even came up. I said, the date is the issue. He told me that they were going to do another TNC event in 3 weeks. The 3 weeks, I was 100% okay for. AK's event would have been done. My event would have been done. After that, they 100% had no problem. I'm super, super respectful. So, Frida then says, right after that message, I'm like, hey man, I think the date is an issue. I'm really kind of respectfully decline on this one, but I'm 100% down. I said 2 things. I said, I'm 100% down to keep this conversation going, and I can give you a list of players who aren't signed who would love to take that opportunity. So, like, you have like a Bijan, you have a bunch of people that I was like, they would love to get that payday, right? And these are our guys. I mean, they're just not signed yet. They will be, but, they work with these guys. His next response was, hey, man, I really need you guys to make this happen for me. I'm going to have to tell the guys of your card for May 30th that we can't do it. I'm going to have to pull my guys. Right? So the moment he said that, no, check this out. You are not going to, like, strong arm me and tell me, if you don't do this, I'm going to pull my guys off your card, right? So I was like, hey, Freedom, respectfully, before this conversation goes to a rocky start, I really want to have this dialogue to be good dialogue, right? I don't want us to be like falling and beefing and all type of shit. I see this is going left. I'm going to respectfully end this conversation, right? You know what I mean? I mean, respectfully end this conversation. And, like, that was it. Then that night, not even an hour later, Scotty gets in Discord and says this. Oh, shit. Scotty gets in the Discord and says this. And so I'm on Discord, but again, this is a private conversation with Frida. I never brought this to the internet. Never ever brought this to the internet. Say what y'all want about me, I didn't say nothing about it. Scotty gets on the internet and says this, right? And he said, Ballers Live declined it. And I ain't no Captain Save the whole ass nigga, right? If first off, I'm a man more than anything. If I wanted to say no, nigga, I would say no. I don't like y'all. If I wanted to say no, I would say no, bro. I don't like y'all. But I genuinely don't really care too much about it, right? Especially if you're paying these guys a lot of money. So, yeah, that's kind of, I forgot what I was about to say, but yeah, that's, so, Scotty said that, I feel like that was a lie. You say Ballers Live blocked it, that's a lie, bro. They didn't block it. Like, first off, no disrespect, and I mean this, AK, if you're watching this, I mean this in no disrespect, right? When it comes to Lamar, AK has no, it sounds fucked up how I'm about to say it, but he has no say-so in what Lamar does. Now, as him being a friend, and then we doing a lot of business, I definitely take what he feels and how he feels about him. Yes, I take it into consideration. And if I had to choose him over somebody else who I know don't give a fuck about me, no, I'm gonna always choose that. But again, there was never no nothing like that. So I just feel like that's weak, bro. You know what I mean? Like, you don't throw a man under the bus. You should have just kept it real. You should have just kept it real. Just said the date was the issue, and that's what I told you. I even told okay. I mean, I even told Frida that after he said that in Discord. I'm like, bro, why would you say that? Like, because it was in the future we could have did something. Like it could have been 3 weeks later, and he could have did it then. You know what I mean? So if anybody wants to say something, I stop it. Not LP. LP wanted to play the game. I wanted him to play it. I just went. I'm a nigga, man. I take all the accountability. Don't blame nobody. Blame me. But I didn't do it because no contract. I did it because of my event coming up. So, but I want to just ask, like, why is it now? Why is it now okay? Think about it. Why is it? Why is one person allowed to make the rules and change the rules whenever they want to change the rules? So at first it was we don't want to work with any. We signed our guys. You guys can't work with them, right? Why is it now you want to work with our guys who are signed, but we can't work with your guys? Because ISO Tay wanted to come play. I was gonna have him play Keem at OTB Elite. He wanted to come play. Cam wanted to come play. You know what I'm saying? Remember, but they're signed, and I respect it. And I told them both, like, hey, man, I ain't bring nothing but love, man. You guys are signed. I didn't, shit, hopefully later on we can work. So why is it okay that their signed players can't come play here, right? But our signed players should be able to go play there. If somebody could just give me any good reason why, you know what I mean? Why would that make sense? Why would that make sense, man? Why would that make sense? And then why would I even want to negotiate with somebody who said, bro, I would take all my players off your card? Like, bro, I don't know who y'all are. I ain't no bitch, bro. When somebody says something like that, bro, everything's out the window, bro. Everything's out the window. So I just want to know what do you niggas want, bro? Niggas are like, hey man, we want to keep our signed players, but use your signed player. Like, are Malik and Rob not signed? No. Who's not signed? Rob is not signed. Like Keon not signed, Reese not signed. So like I don't know like what is the right way to go about this shit, bro. Like just like Bijan called me and asked me if they made TNC with book me for their event. Ask Bijan when I told him, "Ooh, that's a good look. You should do it." You know what I mean? They offered him way more money at first, and then they told the money that they took all the prize money out and said, "No, we only pay you this." And I said, "I still told them you should still do it, bro. That's a good game, bro. Viewers did it. It's a great fucking game, bro. You know what I mean? But that's how it should be. If you are not a signed player, I want you to make as much money as possible. Along with all of them. But if you're not a signed player, go ahead and do your thing. But yeah, that's how I feel, y'all. Somebody jumped in. They said I'm contradicting myself. How am I contradicting myself? Please let me know. You know what I mean? I'm not a nigga who think I know everything. But I do know in this situation, niggas dead wrong, bro. Y'all, what happens behind closed doors? How we were having a conversation, it could have been like a nigga could have gave me a lot more perspective, and we could have like had a way to talk about it. But how they man telling me, man, I can get pull players off my platform, man, you crazy as a motherfucker, bro. Who you think you talking to? Um, which players from TNC did you want besides the two with Robin? I'm trying to see, y'all let me know where I contradict myself, man. How let me? Let me know what we're talking about. They want to here's how this comment is everything how I feel. They want to change the rules when it's beneficial to them. That is it. That's the moral of everything. When they didn't want players to play on our platform, we was okay with it. When they signed players and didn't want us to work with them, I was okay with it. When they said don't hit our players, we won't hit your players, I was okay with it. You know what I mean? Everything I always follow the rules about. Yeah, I'm gonna always give them their respect first. Some people are like, "Oh, you guys are here." I still see OTD here. I see TNC here, right? Before it was TNC way here, right? And that was when they was dragging me nuts. They did what they wanted to do. Now that we're right here, they want to change the rules and be like, no, now you have some players that we do really want to work with. You know what I mean? Let's change the rules and let's do this. It don't work like that, bro. It don't work like that, bro. And like you shouldn't you can't treat people like that. You can't treat people. So I'm gonna get out here. If any of you niggas want to join, anybody want to ask a question or whatever, but yeah, I feel like our players are thriving. Let me say this too: just buy a house. You know what I'm saying? Who else? Zay just ran a new car off the lot. Scoop just got a new crib, fully furnished and everything, bro. I bought a his mom's car. Bro, even like, no disrespect, like we got a lot of smaller guys who are killing it right now. Getting paid a shit ton of bread. That is what I want to see from my niggas, bro. Like, so like if you mad at me because I want to see my niggas win and I want them to get paid a little more, you damn fucking right, bro. That's it, bro. He said he ain't buy no house, man. He said that his hand. Hey, on my daughter, bro, that nigga bought the house, bro. I ain't gonna lie to you, dog. That nigga got the house. He been saving his chicken, bro. He been saving the fuck out that shit. But bro, like we're trying to build an ecosystem where these guys, bro, and let me just keep it real. All the players that come over here for this trip, man, shit. They're not getting them 250. You know what I mean? So yeah, man. Yeah, y'all trolling in the chat. But yeah, that's my take on everything, bro. I just feel like be transparent with the people, bro. AK man, y'all throwing him under, man. I'm the nigga who said no, and I didn't say no because I didn't want it to happen. I said no because the date conflicted. You know what I mean? So yeah, ask LP if it's bad. Ask LP if you can come to LA and play in our series and still got paid this month. You know what I mean? How you feel about Scotty saying you messing up the market? That's what he's supposed to say, bro. I'm messing up the market if we can't afford it. Simple. And we're paying guys more. Like, just think about it. Why is somebody complaining about me paying players more? Right? Why is somebody complaining about me paying players more? Let me go broke then. If you think I'm doing something wrong, I should be broke by now. So yeah, I'm gonna go call Cheerios a lot doing. But so somebody's saying Frida said it was a date issue. So Frida said it was a date issue. Why did this one go qualified to time? So you tell me. So Frida said it was a date issue. Scotty said all his life declined. So two things can't be right in this scenario. But yeah, chat. Feel free. Somebody tag me in this shit. And same thing. So John Billion called me. I don't know if you know. So John Billion owns TNC. I think he owns all of it. He said he's an owner now on TNC. And I talked with him, and it was very. I talked with him. It was a very cordial, good conversation. You know what I'm saying? And this shit just went left. But this it didn't go left because of me, y'all. So just tell the niggas, man, tell the truth when you talk, man. Tell the truth when you speak on me. And man, that's it, man. The niggas get money, man. As niggas know, man, if you looking to make that pay, man, you know where to head over to, man. You don't really get that pay better, man. You know what I mean? And I say this in the most respectful way, bro. For the space to grow, players need to be paid good money, or else what happens? We lose them to overseas. So we need to figure out a way to pay players more. And man, these niggas over here ain't missing real. There should be no reason why. Let me say this, and I mean this in no disrespectful way. There should be no reason why our smaller tier guys, like guys who are new in the space, are making more money than top three guys over there. Bro, there should be no reason why, bro. Like, there should be no reason why, bro. That makes zero sense. You know what I mean? So, like, hey, you live and you learn, man. Nah, I said he talking that junk shit. Bro, everybody getting paid, bro. Like I said, everybody is getting money, bro. And they were allowed to go play everywhere else in ones and just like, bro, this I want to see everybody win. I think my philosophy is different than theirs. Say, some people say they want to be like the UFC, but anybody knows that the UFC don't pay their players. If I'm like, you can see that online right now. The UFC don't pay their players. You know what I mean? So, you know what I mean? I'm trying to figure out a way to get this shit done. So, yeah, man. OCD Money Line, man. Fucking OTE Elite May 30th, man. Go watch the summit, man. Shout out the summit, man. I think it's a good bump. It's some of our players over there representing, man. So shout out the summit, man. Make sure you go get a ticket, man. And yeah, man. Yeah.
It's here. You can celebrate anything. Oh, I'm feeling, man. I'm feeling, I'm happy, man. I got another opportunity to perform at these bright lights. Last three opponents, I stopped them. Nobody stopped these opponents that I fought, and ooh, he could be another opponent that I stopped. It's yeah, okay. You was stopping people before you fought me last time. You was stopping people before you fought me last time. What happened? You bring it to me, and I made them look regular. Made them look regular. You know what I'm saying? And it's gonna be the same thing. Same thing. You think you made it look regular back in 2023? It's 2026, so that really doesn't even matter. You know, win over him, and they decided to take it back. So again, I'm gonna go in here. I'm gonna knock him out in 2026. Okay. This show Keyshawn's titled Unfinished Business. Do you think there is unfinished business between you two? I mean, nah, I feel like this is just a boxing game, you know? We here to fight, we here to sign contracts and fight, and that's exactly what we did. Like, it's not personal, it's not unfinished business. I'm gonna knock who out. You're not gonna be out, bro. We want to see Saturday. We want to see Saturday. Is that confidence, Keyshawn, from how much improvements you've made since 2023? Like you said, that was 3 years ago. You've done a lot since then. You've become a world champion since then. You stopped Baranchik, you stopped Emmanuel Ortiz. Do you feel like it's your confidence that you're going to stop this man coming from the growth that you've made? God willing, I'm going to get a stoppage. You know what I'm saying? And I just feel like anybody that step in that ring with me, I'm going to stop him. Like every time y'all ask me, yo, would you fight him? Would you fight him? I say, yeah, and I'm going to stop him. That's just how I feel. I just feel like it's anybody that get in the ring with me. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, who's another opponent? It's not happening, bro. It's not happening. It's not happening. Everything Keyshawn Davis says to me, it goes full circle. Tom, he said, there will be no more Wu. What happened? Tom went on, he retired. First fight, he said, I'm not about Wu. He didn't knock me out. He said his brother was going to knock me out. What happened? I handled nothing. Everything comes full circle. He said, I'm going to be on Sports Center. He was on Sports Center for what he did for, you know what I'm saying? I ain't gonna talk about, but he was on Sports Center. So, you know what I'm saying? Y'all just want to see Saturday night. Keyshawn, you said
Full circle. Full circle. He was telling me. He told me when I fought Calvin. He told me when I fought Calvin. He told me when I fought Calvin. He said he was like, "Get off my stage. Get off my stage. This is my show." Now look where God is on. I'm on the show. Main event. Main event. Full circle. Full circle.
Keyshawn, you did say he has fought since then. He fought Frank Martin. What did you think of how he fought against Frank?
Shit, honestly, I haven't beaten Frank. I thought he was gonna beat Frank. I told my people bet on who. I think who gonna beat Frank. Honestly, you know what I'm saying? That went back. I watched the fight. He beat Frank. You know, but it was a close fight, and I think he did a great job against Frank. He did his best. You know, but I just feel like both of them not on my level. You know, and I'm not here to
So to my level.
I'm not here to I'm not here to, go back and forth, but like we all know what like whatever. Like, you can say whatever you want to say. I'm gonna knock your ass out Saturday.
Okay. We can see. We can see.
So do you think he showed any sort of improvement in that fight? So you picked him and
Yeah.
so you gave him that respect. Do you think he showed you anything that's going to be different than what you saw a few years ago?
I don't know. We gotta wait and see. You know, I'm not underestimating none of my opponents. You know what I'm saying? And he's a guy that already fought before. You know, so I can't underestimate him either. You know, and again, Keyshawn is mentally, physically stronger, and Saturday is gonna show. May 16th. Make sure y'all get there early. You know, he's talking now. He can win this battle right here. But when it all really matters, it's Saturday night, and we're gonna see.
Okay. Last one for you, Keyshawn. Last time you were the first person to stop Jermaine Ortiz. You left no doubt. Yeah,
He lost to Jermaine.
said you stopped it.
Styles made for
I did what?
You stopped.
Styles made.
I did what?
Styles and Ross.
Okay.
Styles and Eddie Guys.
You left.
It made it when I fought Kelvin. That's cool. Made it with that. It made it with that. Made it with that.
Keyshawn, you did leave no doubt in that fight against Jermaine Ortiz. Is this the kind of fight that you believe you will leave no doubt in as well?
Oh yeah, for sure. It was no doubt the first time I fought. Like, no cap. Like everybody knew I was working. You know what I'm saying? And that was one of the worst fights I ever had, honestly. But now it's 2026, and I know what got up against me. Like, I know who I'm fighting. I seen him before Frank Martin. You know what I'm saying? Like, he just another opponent to me. And I'm gonna stop him. Just watch. I'm gonna stop him.
Man, that night, I would say